The moment that defined Harry Potter's life happens in a few seconds of silence. Under the brim of the sorting hat, he carries a deep, undeniable hunger to prove himself. In the story we know, he fights the hat. He begs to go anywhere else. But in this timeline, the 11-year-old boy simply waits. The hat sees no resistance. It identifies his ambition and places him in the house defined by self-preservation. This environment builds an unpredictable tactician who relies on shadows and leverage rather than loud public bravery. When you change where a child is raised, you change how they define a hero. His instinct for survival replaces his instinct for sacrifice. Harry is dropped into the dungeons, sharing a dormitory with Draco Malfoy, Crabbe, and Goyle. These are peers raised to see every relationship as a transaction of power. At this age, Harry is profoundly isolated and insecure. After years in a cupboard under the stairs, his need to belong is a physical weight. Gryffindor would have offered him unconditional acceptance. Slytherin forces him to buy his way in. Validation here isn't given. It is earned through status and dominance. To survive, Harry discards the impulse for open sacrifice. He begins to prioritize influence and the ability to win at any cost. Trading emotional safety for a social hierarchy forces a child to adopt a mask of cold self-preservation. It is the only way to stay safe in the snake pit. Up in the headmaster's office, Dumbledore watches with growing alarm. Seeing the boy who carries a fragment of Voldemort's soul placed in the darkest house triggers his deepest suspicions. Dumbledore monitors Harry more closely than ever, but he trusts him less. This lack of warmth creates a distance that Harry fills with resentment. But for Severus Snape, the dynamic flips. He is no longer just a hostile teacher. He is Harry's head of house. Snape becomes a strict mentor. He demands magical excellence, while teaching Harry how to suppress his emotions and operate with total secrecy. When the figures of light withhold their trust, a hero relies on the one person who actually gives him the tools to survive, even if those tools leave him morally gray. This diagram maps the overlap between Harry and his new home. Voldemort's soul fragment resonates with Slytherin's values: ambition, emotional intensity, and Parseltongue, the ability to control snakes. In Gryffindor, these traits are isolated. Here, they are reinforced, expanding to dominate his identity. During his second year, when the school hears him speak to a serpent, they don't recoil in fear. In Slytherin, this ability earns him immediate admiration and respect. By the Triwizard Tournament, he has stopped charging into danger. When the dragon breathes fire, he slides into the shadows. He isn't trying to be brave. He's trying to outsmart the opponent. The danger here isn't just power. It is sympathy. Harry begins to see Voldemort's darkness not as an alien evil, but as familiar tools. After years of living under this influence, the boy reaches his final test. Does he still choose to protect others? He does. But he doesn't fight like a martyr. He uses manipulation and calculated precision to dismantle the Dark Lord's army from the inside. Voldemort is defeated not by a single act of pure sacrifice, but by a hero who understands the darkness well enough to trap it. Real morality is rarely a clean category. Most people are a mixture of fear, ambition, and the sudden choice to be brave. The Sorting Hat correctly identified Harry's capacity for power, but it was his decision to use that power for others that defined his alignment. The real magic of the story isn't the wand or the scar. It is the beautiful, terrifying consequence of a single human decision. A decision that makes us wonder what other realities are waiting to be explored.